What's up? It's so good to see you. Adam here with Millionaire Brand Alchemy. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining the halo effect. I talk about this in my videos a lot, and I've had a bunch of people ask me, what is the halo effect? How does it work exactly? And why does it matter if I'm building an e-commerce brand? Before I get started, if you're interested in learning from me directly via my one-to-one mentorship, hit the link in the description below. We've got all different kinds of programs and course options for people who are wanting to launch, scale, and potentially sell a multi-million-dollar e-commerce brand, because we are in the golden era of e-commerce. It's never been easier to build a business like this. And I am here to give you the tools, the guidance, the mentorship, and to hold your hand throughout the process so you can take advantage of this incredible opportunity that we have ahead of us. Now, let's get into it. What is the halo effect? Well, the halo effect at a high level is when you have traffic from one source, whether that be TikTok Shop or your direct-to-consumer site or ads, and that traffic spills over onto another channel. So in this case, we're talking about Amazon. And when I talk about the halo effect, mainly I'm referring to TikTok Shop traffic that goes to Amazon. And the reason why this is so important and so powerful is because when you leverage the power of the halo effect, when you take advantage of this traffic, you create this powerful revenue flywheel. You give yourself an extra revenue channel, by the way, a high margin revenue channel that you didn't have before and that you didn't actually have to pay for. So let me summarize that again. The halo effect is when you get, for example, virality on TikTok Shop, and then people search for your product and your brand name on Amazon and they buy your product there as well. Let me break down exactly how this works and why it's so powerful in brand building. So in the cases that I'm talking about, we're talking mainly about TikTok Shop. And the strategy that we use and what I teach and that you should be leveraging now is you use the TikTok Shop affiliates, all right, which are content creators who create content for you. They make videos about your product and you pay them a commission whenever a sale is made on TikTok Shop. So the beauty of this is that you don't pay them anything up front. They're just getting paid after they make a sale for you, which is completely different from the typical e-commerce paradigm where you pay to play. In essence, how it's always been is you run ads, you advertise your product, and then you try to get people to convert into a sale from that advertisement. But the problem with that is you have to pay the money up front and you have to optimize, and hopefully that converts into a sale. The difference here is that with the affiliates, they're creating the content for you, they're advertising for you, they're marketing for you. You don't pay them anything up front. You only pay them after a sale gets made. But what ends up happening is when you get virality on TikTok Shop, all right, when you have a piece of content that gets a lot of traction, when you start getting a lot of sales, when TikTok starts promoting your content, because that's how the algorithm works in TikTok Shop, people actually go to Amazon and they search for your product, right? This is the big effect that happens because TikTok Shop is so new. Not everybody's ready to buy on TikTok Shop yet. Not everybody has an account to buy on TikTok Shop, but almost everybody has an Amazon account and people are super comfortable shopping on Amazon. It has a lot of trust. People have, Prime, so they know that their shipment's gonna come quickly. There's all these things and this kind of trust that Amazon has built over the years that you're going to be leveraging. And what happens when these people come and search for your product on Amazon is we actually game the ranking and the search algorithm on Amazon by using the halo effect. And the way it works is like this. Typically, when I'm ranking my product on Amazon, if I'm selling, say, a magnesium supplement, right? Usually the way it works is I would be trying to rank for keywords like magnesium or magnesium supplement or magnesium for sleep or sleep supplement. And when you look at the Amazon search page, you have product 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The product ranked number 1 sits here, and that product is ranked number 1 because it has the highest conversion rate, all right? Because it has the most sales and the highest conversion rate. And what drives conversion rate? Well, it's typically reviews, it's your image quality, your listings, your description of the product, all of those things work together to create a conversion rate. But conversion rate is basically a very simple metric. It's like, let's say 100 people come to that listing, how many buy? So let's say 3 out of 100 buy, you have a 3% conversion rate, which, by the way, is pretty good. It's not that bad, actually. So it sounds low, but 5%, those are pretty decent conversion rates. It's about average, probably. And so when you're trying to rank your product without the halo effect, you have to manufacture this velocity. If you're a new seller selling this product, you're competing with this guy, with this guy, with this guy. These all have what already? They have velocity, meaning they have sales, they have reviews, they have rank, right? They have all of this already. And you as a new seller, you do not have that yet. So you have to create velocity. Usually you do that via giveaways or with pay-per-click ads, meaning you have to pay a lot of money to create that velocity. On top of that, you've got to create the velocity for the keywords that matter. And how we used to do it was we would instruct people on giveaways to search for something like magnesium or magnesium supplements or whatever, and they would convert into a sale for you, and then you'd reimburse them for the product, which is very, very expensive. I mean, to launch a magnesium supplement to get the kind of sales you need to rank number one, you're spending 20, 30, 50, maybe even $100,000 to do that. And then you don't have the reviews yet, and that takes time. You have to get reviews to increase the conversion rate, and all that translates to better rank. And the kind of thing that a lot of people don't realize is that these spots right here, they have such an advantage. They're entrenched. Why? Well, because they have velocity, they have sales already, right? Which gives them more reviews, which gives them more sales, which gives them more reviews, more sales, more reviews, and all of that improves their rank. So if you've been selling this product already for 2 years, you have a bunch of reviews, you already rank really well, you're sitting real pretty. But if you're trying to come in and launch this product, you got to compete with that guy. Why can you do that now, though? And this is where the halo effect comes in. The game has been completely changed, because what happens is when TikTok shop affiliates start promoting your product, a lot of people see that product, okay? They see that listing, they see the reviews, they see the people talking about it, it has social proof. And again, they may not buy on TikTok shop, but they go and search on Amazon. But what happens is that they search for your brand name or your brand name plus the product. So instead of searching for magnesium, for the sake of argument, they're searching for Adams magnesium. Or they're just searching for Adams, if my brand was Adam, whatever your brand name is. The point is they're searching for this brand. That is called branded search, and it's extremely powerful on Amazon because Amazon's algorithm sees this and it kind of tricks it a little bit. It says to the algorithm, people really are looking for this brand. This brand must be good. It must have, fans, followers, conversions. On top of that, when you combine that with the primary keyword, you have this branded search. That's only part of the puzzle though. The biggest thing is this. When people have already seen your product, they're almost already sold because they've seen the TikTok shop videos, they've seen the affiliates talking about it. They're almost ready to buy already. They land on Amazon's website, they type in Adams Magnesium, and they convert at a really high conversion rate. Like instead of 3%, they're converting at a 25% conversion rate, okay? Which is very high. And all of a sudden, Amazon's alarm bells start going off. Ding, 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 ding. They're like, this product is converting at a really high conversion rate. It must be amazing. People are searching for it in particular, and they're buying. Send it a bunch of organic traffic. So you get a bunch of organic traffic from Amazon to your listing, which drives more sales. What happens? You've kickstarted this flywheel of velocity and reviews and velocity and reviews. And you're only able to do this because of the halo effect. And TikTok Shop provides you with an incredible opportunity to bypass all the traditional launch costs and mechanisms to spin up sales velocity and a brand that does millions of dollars in sales a month in a couple of months, where it used to take you years to do that. And I have many examples of brands that are doing this, but it's very easy to spot them. The first thing you'll notice is that usually they don't have a lot of reviews, but they have a huge amount of sales and they're ranked up here. That they may only have been selling for a couple of months, but they're ranked at the top of the primary keywords and don't have a lot of reviews. I gave the example of Primal Queen earlier on, and what that brand is I gave the example of Primal Queen early on, and that brand is such a great example of this because within a year, they were able to build a brand that does $2 million in sales a month by using this exact mechanism. They had all the TikTok Shop affiliates promoting their product. They were all over the place. They had women talking about the product because it's a woman's supplement. You had everybody coming on Amazon searching for that product. By the way, if you look up women's supplement, that keyword has less search than the brand name Primal Queen. The Primal Queen search volume is higher than just the keyword itself. So that shows you exactly the power of that branded search. And again, it's triggered this organic traffic mechanism in Amazon where they start selling a bunch of traffic to that listing, and you get this flywheel of sales, and it just feeds itself over and over and over again. And this is how you leverage the halo effect. Again, you're combining TikTok Shop with branded search, right? And you're using that to influence the Amazon rankings to create the flywheel of sales, which ultimately just makes you a ton of money at the end of the day. This is what happens. In my 13 years of brand building, I have never seen anything as powerful as this. I've never seen brands hitting 8 figures or more in sales faster than I have now. And it's all because of the halo effect, using the TikTok Shop affiliates, launching them that way, driving traffic to Amazon, capturing those sales with a very high conversion rate, triggering the organic traffic, and turning this into a flywheel of sales. And by the way, all the sales that are happening on Amazon for you are very high margin because you didn't have to pay to advertise that product. Yes, you gave away a commission to the affiliates on TikTok Shop, but on Amazon, all of that revenue you're capturing, all of that margin is very high because you haven't had to pay to advertise that product. You haven't had to run giveaways or do any of that traditional stuff to launch the products. That's the halo effect. This is how you're going to use it in 2025 and beyond to launch, scale, and potentially sell a multi-million-dollar e-commerce brand. If you want help in my guidance on how to do this and all the other aspects of brand building, hit the link in the description below. Book a strategy call with my team. We'll walk you through exactly how we do it. And good luck brand building. This is the golden era of e-commerce. Take advantage. See you out there.